The Lions just lost Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn. Are they cooked? Hey, what's going on, guys? Ben, a.k.a. Sauce here. No, I'm not Ben Johnson. Sorry, guys. And today, I'm bringing you another NFL video. And if you're new around here, I upload Madden, NFL, and mainly Falcons videos. But I can dabble in some Lions content here. But anyways, subscribe if you're new, whatever, and let's get right into it. So, obviously, it goes without saying, the Lions just lost Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, and the talk around social media is that the Lions are cooked for next season. I was on DraftKings today, and I was looking at future bets. No, I'm not a degenerate gambler, even though it sounds pretty bad. But they already have lines for the 2026 season, and the line for the Lions is at plus 850, which is like 6th in the league, which is insane. Amazing value. I'd never promote gambling, but if I had a gun to my head and I had to pick a Super Bowl winner for like good value, I would definitely pick the Lions. I mean, they have the Eagles, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, teams like that over the Lions. I think the Lions have the best shot of winning the NFC next year. Just going to spoil if they're cooked or not. No, I don't think they're cooked. Let's just get right into it. One thing people aren't really talking about is how they just gained 2 third-round picks from losing these two guys. They'll get one this year and then one next year for the 2 coordinators they lost. And how I like to think of it, I'm going to start with Ben Johnson. He is obviously an amazing football mind. He is a genius on the offensive side of the ball, but he has been with the Lions since 2019. He's been with them for 5-6 years. So I think it's like somebody has had to have been around Ben Johnson long enough to kind of not be able to replicate him, but just like absorb his mind. And I think the Lions, maybe not. I was going to say the Lions should promote within for their new offensive coordinator job, but I think even if you bring in an outside guy, you can use his skill and then he can just pick apart what the coordinators for like O-line, wide receiver, quarterback coach, what all they learned from Ben Johnson and just apply it. And their offense, obviously their play calling is not going to be as good. It's going to be like nearly impossible to get somebody as good as Ben Johnson, but I don't think they're going to fall off a cliff offensively. The matter of fact is their offense was 85% talent and 15% coaching. I mean, their offense is so amazing. The best running back duo in the league. Top 10 quarterback, even though he was pretty bad in the divisional round. Top 5 wide receiver in the league. Jameson Williams, top 30 wide receiver in the league. Sam Laporta, top 5 tight end. And maybe the best O-line in the league. And, I mean, yes, you can say anybody can coach that team, but I don't think anybody's going out there and flat out saying Ben Johnson was not an amazing coach and didn't lift that offense to a new heights. And I saw a few Lions fans, I don't know if they were just baiting and trolling or not, but they were like, oh, anybody, Ben Johnson going to the Bears. Of course, now they're bitter about Ben Johnson for going to a division. I was going to say division rival, but there's not much of a rivalry there. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, Ben Johnson, you cannot deny that he's not an amazing offensive coach. It'll be interesting to see the Bears next year. The Bears have a higher odds of winning the Super Bowl than the Falcons, which I just want to put that out there that is BS. Insane. I was never on the Bears hype train this year. Even when they were 4-2, I was like, them and the Commanders are both fraudulent. And there was fraudulent versus fraudulent in the game that ended in a Hail Mary where the Commanders won. And I guess the Commanders aren't fraudulent. but the Bears definitely ended up being fraudulent, so I guess I broke even on that. But back to what this video is about. Yeah, I think Ben Johnson, obviously it's going to hurt, but I don't think it's going to hurt that much. I don't think they're really going to lose a step. And yeah, going over to the defense side of the ball, Aaron Glenn is leaving. He already left. He is with the Jets now. If you lived under the rock, Ben Johnson's with the Bears and now Aaron Glenn just signed with the Jets today as I'm recording this. I think I'm putting this out tomorrow. It's 11 p.m. Anyways, so he's with the Jets now, and unlike Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn has only been with the Lions since 2021. And I also think it goes without saying that Aaron Glenn is not as good as defensive coordinator as Ben Johnson was an offensive coordinator. But Aaron Glenn, before coming to the Lions, he was with the Saints with Dan Campbell, and he went over to the Lions with Dan Campbell to be their defensive coordinator, and he did a very good job with them. At the beginning of last year, he was pretty bad through the first half of the year, and then he turned it around and they finished 8-2. And then this year, he also, he did good with the luck he was given with all the injuries. 25 people on IR for the divisional round is awful, but still, that game, are you really going to tell me that Aaron Glenn, one of the best defensive coordinators, whatever, you really think nobody could have done a better job at stopping the Commanders than Aaron Glenn did with what he was given? I'm not trying to say Aaron Glenn was a bad defense coordinator. He was very good, but he wasn't perfect. He was not close to the level Ben Johnson was at, and I don't think this loss is going to hurt the Lions really at all. Their defense, I think, will take a bigger step back than offense just because their defense isn't as talented as their offense is. Of course, they have Aiden Hutchinson and a lot of great guys, but just compared to the offense, it's I was going to say night and day, but their defense is not as bad as it's sounding like I'm trying to say that they are. But I think the Lions are not cooked at all. I think they'll win the NFC again. I think the Falcons are going to be... Sorry. But yeah, no, for real, I think the Lions are going to win the NFC in 2026. And I don't know if they'll win the Super Bowl, but I think they'll win the NFC. I don't think these coordinator losses are putting them in the level of cooked. I think they will maybe have a slow start with the first year OC and DC. That's a pretty tough thing to overcome. Relating this to the Falcons, week 1, we played against the Steelers. It's different because we also had Kirk Cousins, so it was the first game with the new head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and quarterback, and we looked awful. And I guess the Steelers are a playoff team, but they're also the Steelers. They didn't score a touchdown. We let them. We only allowed field goals, but we scored, I think, 1 touchdown, 1 field goal, and we lost. Everybody's saying our offense coordinator is cooked and Kirk Cousins was cooked. And then Kirk Cousins turned it up, and then he was actually cooked. But our offensive coordinator was great. And I just think the Lions might start with a slow start next year, trying to figure out living life with a new OC and DC after 2 top 10, top 5 coordinators in the league. But no, the Lions are not cooked. And thank you guys for watching. If you've gotten to this point, it's almost 10 minutes in, I think that at least deserves a like. You don't have to subscribe. Well, maybe you do have to subscribe. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.